Yo, yo, what's going on, guys? It is your boy Brandon. Welcome to Audio Addiction. If you're new here, thanks for hanging. Thanks for chilling. If you're new, join Discord. There's always a pinned link in the Twitch chat. I always try to also keep it in the YouTube videos, but sometimes it is not up to date. So come join on Twitch. That's the best way to know when we go live and all that jazz. Also, if you're a part of Twitch, you'll get a notification for stream. So, very cool. I did something a little different tonight. Just because I thought it would be interesting. I want to give a shout outs to Kaylee. They had put together a Excel file of literally all the deep dives we've covered so far. As well as that ones that we would like to cover. So I took it upon myself to put a whole wheel together of all the ones that we would like to deep dive. And I took only basically the ones that do have a YouTube link. Some of the other ones we had on the list that, obviously didn't have links for like a playlist. But I feel like since I didn't post about the, since I didn't post about it, of what we were going to cover, I felt like this is probably like the most easiest way to get the next group covered. So if you would like to do something or you would like to add something to the list, hit up Kaylee or myself. I will add it to this proverbial wheel. But I feel like if I can't think of something, it's just probably the best way to do it. So if you like it, let me know. Maybe we'll do it in the future for future vids. But I felt like these were the only ones that did have YouTube playlist links, so it worked out. So let's see what we got here. Gunky, hello. Kaylee, hello. Sarah, hello. Connie, hello. Sally, hello. Muhammad, we have not done Carrie yet. That is true. Thanks for hanging, Muhammad. Andy, hello. Kala, hello. You see Yuha, I think, yeah, you can thank Kaylee for all of this. This was their doing, so appreciate it. I feel like we haven't. All these were ones that we haven't covered yet. So I tried to meticulously go over the list here. So let's see. All right. Well, I gotta spin this and see what's going on. So let's see what we have done Yuna, but not you so let's see. I think we did and didn't take it off, honestly. No K hip hop dang. If you would like, we could do. Well, I could make a wheel for that too. But I think we've got them all. I know we've done Yunha. I don't think we did Yuha. If I've got it correct. If there's one that we've covered, let me know. But I'm gonna spin the wheel. I'm gonna hit shuffle a couple times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. Oh, okay. We are doing Lovelyz tonight. So very nice. Very nice. All right. I'm down. I'm down. Very cool. I can now throw Lovelyz off. Oh, also I feel like I gotta show this now. Shout out to Kaylee again. So they put this whole Excel file together here. So if you ever want to know what we've covered, here's here's what it is. So very cool. All right, so let me copy this over here. Thank you again, Kaylee. Oh my god. Okay, so this is gonna be a two-parter, I think. Holy shit. Oh no, 39 views. Sorry. I thought it was 39 videos. I read that way too quick. It will be one stream. So, very nice. All right, cool. Well, I will keep the wheel. I have it saved, so for next time. So, very cool, very cool. I know nothing about Lovelyz, so now I can change my title. Actually, I won't change the title, but yeah, let me know if we should do the wheel again for deep dives, but I felt like this would be a fun way to get into it. So, all right, let me get it all set up here. It's going to let me stop. Very cool. All right. The wheel is nice. Thanks, Dang. We will keep it moving with the wheel then, maybe. We should. It's fun. Hey, let's go. Thank you, Connie. Appreciate it. Okay. Everyone seems to be stoked on this one. So the wheel blessed tonight. All right. Very cool. We're gonna be starting off, I would assume, with their like debut track. I would imagine. So all right. I guess we'll get into it then. Let's check it out. Oh, whoever sent this, thank you. Appreciate it.
내일부터 못 보면 너는 아무렇지 않을 거니 안녕이란 말로만 참 쉬운 거
Nice.
매일 너의 목소리는 내게 습관보다 무서운데 너 혼자서 준비하고 그런 얘기하지 마 화를 내면 정말로 끝일 것 같아서 애써 나는 웃지만 눈물이 나 어제처럼 good night 아무 일도 없던 것처럼 이별 대신 good night 매일 네맘 바뀔지 몰라 하룻밤만 안녕 내일은 다 괜찮을 거야 다시는 안 볼 사람들 하는 그 안녕이 아닌 걸지도 몰라 지금 내가 울면 다 끝날 것 같아서 다른 생각해봐도 눈물이 흘러 어제처럼 good night 아무 일도 없던 것처럼 이별 대신 good night 매일 네맘 바뀔지 몰라 하룻밤만 안녕 내일은 다 괜찮을 거야 다시는 안 볼 사람들 하는 그 안녕이 아닌 걸지도 몰라 헤어지자 말은 함부로 자꾸 꺼내면 안 되는 거야 전부 네가 했던 말 이제서야 겨우 난 너를 할 것 같은데 사랑인 것 같은데 미안하다 그만 듣지 않은 얘기로
Alright.
할래 하룻밤만 안녕 내일은 다 괜찮을 거야 다시는 안 볼 사람들 하는 그 안녕이 아닌 걸지도 하지 마라 그런
This is
생각
good.
낯선
Wow.
얼굴로 나를 안아봐봐 그럼 네맘 바뀔지 몰라 네가 좋아했던 표정이나 지워볼래도 자꾸 못난 얼굴로 눈물이 흘러서 너를 볼 수 없잖아
All right, very cool. This was Lovelyz. I'm gonna Google translate the song, but I don't know. It says "Good Night Like Yesterday," so I don't know if that is the actual song. Let me see. Yep, "Good Night Like Yesterday." Very cool. All right, let's see. Okay. Kaylee says also not my playlist. Someone in chat gave it in Discord, so I can't take credit for this one. Hey, let's go. Let's see. Wheel did good. Gunky says. Sally says Lovelyz are also a Christian horse girl group. Queens along with G Friend, April, Very Good, etc. Oh my god, I'm excited. I love that. Kaylee says they debuted in 2014. Very nice. Connie says they have amazing voices. I really enjoyed watching their acapella videos and their concerts. Ooh. Gunky says, I like Lovelyz, but I don't know any of the members. LOL. I also don't either. So it will be a learning experience for some people. This was great. Like I said, I feel like I did not have really a barometer on Lovelyz. But now that they, again, they debuted in 2014. I think this was really good. I like kind of the sweet tones of their voices. I'm excited to kind of listen to them, obviously, as we go on in their discography. But this song was really beautifully arranged. I also like that comparatively to maybe some other songs in that time period. I like that this one kind of, again, feels like very clean in its writing. You could definitely tell a lot of their voices and like how polished they sound. So I love that. I think that's something that I hope that they continue on character wise throughout their music. Because I know K-pop groups obviously change. But I'm excited to hopefully really kind of get a little bit more definity on their voices because they're really, really incredible. But I appreciate the instrumentation. It's like nothing too crazy, and I think it really complements their voices very nicely. So I appreciate that a ton. But yeah, I think this was a very good introduction. I did really enjoy this a lot. And it was a sweet vibe. So I feel like if they kind of keep those sweet characteristics to their voices, I'd be curious to see what there is next. So let's see. Sally says, I kind of know the members. Okay. If I've got any questions, I'll ask you, Sally. Maybe you got the answer. Sarah says, all I know is one of the members is the Queendom Puzzle Group. Oh, okay. Kaylee says they disbanded in 2024, though. That's big sad. Sorry to hear that. Connie says, wait, I didn't even realize the guy in the MV is Sung Kyu from Infinite. Oh, I forgot they are from the same company. Oh, wow. Okay. It's funny. They were both on the wheel. So that's really sick. Also, this is going to be completely out of the blue. But I also saw Dang's comment in our Discord. I guess it's not. If you'd like to join the Discord, join. This is where we get down with stuff, so come through. But we'll have to do a future stream for that song battle thing. That seems very interesting. I only checked it out for like a brief couple minutes, but it seemed interesting. So we'll have to base a stream around it. I feel like that'd be tight. So we'll have to keep that in the noggin too. So very cool. We're gonna keep it schmoving though. This was a great first song, so I'm excited to listen to more. But the next Lovelyz song is Candy Jelly Love. So let's check it out. Okay. I love those synths at the beginning. Cool.
구슬처럼 귀에서 자꾸 맴돌아요. 달콤한 그 말을 굴리다 입에서 후하면 향긋한 향기가 불어와요. 유리처럼 투명한 그 맘이 좋아요. 첫눈처럼 깨끗해요. 말로써 표현을 하자니 그대 노래 불러요 햇살도 부럽지 않아요 오늘도 나밖엔 없다고 말할 것만 같았어 그대 없는 겨울이 저만큼 왔네요 그래도 난 괜찮아요 그대를 품은 내 마음은 언제나 봄처럼 따뜻해 날 얼마나 기억할런지 그대도 나만큼일지 몰라도 겁먹진 않을래요 Candy Jelly Love 그대 마음 한 스푼을 담아놓고서 하얀 약속하는 꿈을 담아 삼키면 오늘 하루도 웃을 수 있어 기분 좋은 얘기들만 말할 수 있어 너무너무 힘들면 많이 슬프면 그대 맘 몇 스푼 더 넣으면 또 견딜 수 있어 너무너무 외로워 보고 싶은 날이면 그대 사랑 한 방울 떨어뜨리면 행복이 번져 You're the best ever come in my life You're the best of my life You 내 생애 제일 좋은 시간 속에 내가 최고로 기억할 사람 이미 정해진 사람 달콤한 꿈을 꿔요 우리 둘이 한 얘기 간질간질한 얘기 나만 아는 그 얘기 생각하면서 잠이 들어요 우리 둘이 못다한 끝나지 않은 얘기 언젠가는 그대와 다 나눌 거라 난 믿어요
All right, very cool. This was Lovelyz Candy Jelly Love. Very nice, very nice. Let's see here. Connie says this song is cute. I would agree. I like the lyricism. Also it's cool. We got it looks like somebody was doing the caption work back then, so that's awesome. Um I think this one continues in the same sort of thought process where like the writing and the musicality is really nice. Like I think this one feels a little bit more dynamic and I like the energy of it. Um but I do feel like again it's very complimentary to their voices. And I think that it kind of pierced through the song as bits and pieces, but I did think it was very nice on that in that aspect. I think the only thing that kind of struck me as I don't think it was necessarily an odd choice, but definitely something that I think changed the song up in a very interesting way is like the transition between that first verse and the pre-chorus and then you get into the chorus. I feel like that transition is definitely I felt at first it was like maybe I felt like it was a little rough at first, but then once I got to the second verse and the second pre-chorus, I was like, okay, it makes more sense. I think maybe the transition between that section would have been like could have been done a little bit better, because I feel like they kind of juxtapose each other in a different way. Like I like when songs kind of have like a little bit of a countermeasure to them, but I felt like this one maybe was a little bit more aggressive, and that's not I don't think a particularly bad thing, but it does kind of like it kind of frames the song in a very interesting way. I really loved the chorus. I thought the chorus was really good. Very sweet. Again, I think that the tonalities of their voices really carry well in this song. I enjoyed the bridge. I think that was also a part that I enjoyed pretty well as in this song was the one member. Let's see if I can go back and put it together here. Let's see. Where was it? This member right here, she had a very distinct voice. And I felt like she stood out to me a ton, and then that transition into the next member, Jisoo. Okay, very nice. Thank you, Jazz. Her voice is very distinct, and then like the person after her, I feel like she also had like I thought for sure there was gonna be maybe a belting moment, but I was kind of surprised that they kept kind of like a similar melody, but like maybe kind of based it off of the main chorus melody. But I felt like this transitional section, the bridge was really cool. And her voice was just very distinct. So I feel like that was kind of what caught me off guard about it. But yeah, I feel like very similarly to the first song, they again kept a lot of those like bright overtones that I've gotten familiarized with these past two songs. But I will say, at least for like the synth choice, I thought that was like it was a little bit more punchier, and I think I appreciated that a little bit more. But overall, I felt like both songs so far have been really good. I haven't had I don't feel like I don't feel like I dislike it, which is good. But I also feel like there could have been some changes that would have made the song, I guess, I feel like could have eased the transition of the song a little bit better. But overall, not bad. I enjoyed it. So, Connie says, I think I like the post chorus more than the chorus. Not my type of song, though. That's fair. That's fair. All right. Very cool. Very cool. We'll keep it moving tonight. This one looks to be high, I think. So let's check it out.
처음 너를 만난 건 너의 기억보단 조금 더 빠른 걸 언제나 너의 뒤에서 몰래 널 바라봤지 넌 잘 모를걸 솔직히 말을 하면 답답한 내 마음이 조금 후련해질까 전부 다 말해버리고 괜히 어색해지면 그땐 어떡하지 거울 보며 하나 세고 둘 세면 안녕 우리만 다른 내가 지금 할 말이 있어 우리 만나자 물어볼 게 있으니까 용기 내서 하는 말이야 그러니 솔직하게 대답해줘 우리 만날래 오랫동안 기다려왔어 우리 만나자 그냥 이런 친구 말고 저기 말야 내가 있잖아 널 많이 사랑해
This is great.
수없이 연습해도 어쩔 수가 없나 봐 맘이 떨려오는 건 어쩌죠 자꾸 겁이 나 결국 해야 한다면 빨리 해야겠지 전화를 걸어 하나 세고 둘 세면 안녕 우리 만날래 내가 지금 할 말이 있어 우리 만나자 물어볼 게 있으니까 용기 내서 하는 말이야 그러니 솔직하게 대답해줘 우리 만날래 오랫동안 기다려왔어 우리 만나자 그냥 이런 친구 말고 저기 말야 내가 있잖아 널 많이 사랑해 이 순간 1분 1초가 어제 하루보다 더 긴 것 같아 그렇게 웃고만 있지 말고 말해봐 자꾸 그럴래 대체 뭐가 재밌는 거야 자꾸 그럴래 나는 심각하단 말이야 용기 내서 하는 말이야 그러니 솔직하게 대답해줘 우리 만날래 오랫동안 기다려왔어 우리 만나자 그냥 이런 친구 말고 저기 말야 내가 있잖아 널 많이 사랑해
Ooh. That descending melody. That's cool. Wow. All right. All right. This is awesome. All right, this was Lovelyz High. If you're joining for the Lovelyz deep dive, appreciate you. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for vibing. A couple comments here. Let's see. Connie says, "Ooh yeah, I remember this one. Let's go." Sarah says, "I love this song." Connie says, "I like this song." Gunky says, "This is great. This is a great song." And Kala says, "Fave so far." I would agree with Kala. This is my favorite so far as well. Just so vibrant is probably the best adjective I could use to describe the song. I think that they kind of took their at least so far, their discography up a notch. Like, I love the violin and like orchestral sounds in the song. I think I just am a huge sucker for anything like orchestral related. And for good reason. I feel like the emotionality in the song is just at a higher level. And I love that. The chorus most specifically, I feel like the melody and like the hook in the chorus is just so good, very memorable. It's again keeps a lot of that sweet tonality that I've been really liking about Lovely so far, and I feel like it kind of extends those like beautiful notes in the song just that much more so. There's some like really great transitions into like their chest voice to maybe potentially like head voice or falsetto tone. It was just really gorgeous, and I felt like the melody choice was again the melody choice and the arrangement of the song just seemed so well put together for them. So I love that. Um as well as that, I think to me the vocals in this song seem to be pushed more too. I feel like they were able to kind of stretch their legs a little bit more and really show a little bit more of what they're capable of as vocalists. So I love that, and being able to see some of them kind of borderline get to that like belting point, I think was really good. Um I would say again, I feel like now I'm just gonna notice Jisoo all the time now because I just know her voice tonality now, and I feel like I might hyper fixate on knowing who she is. But I also really enjoyed. Let me see if I can find the member, and chat can let me know of who they are. But let me see here. I like whoever this member is on screen now. Her voice, I feel like she does like a lot of the like belting and like higher register stuff. Key, okay, she's incredible. I feel like I'm also gonna notice her a good bit as well. Just because again her vocal tone and like her brightness was just gorgeous. So I feel like I said all of the members have been great so far, but like every time that I've noticed like a little bit more of the like belting or like bigger vocal moments, I feel like I've always seen her in the past 3 songs. So I feel like I'm gonna notice her more now going further. But yeah, this was incredible. Like I said, I would definitely say this one. If you have not listened to it like myself, I would recommend going to give the song a listen because this one is an incredible song. So very cool. Connie also said Key. Sally says Key, the Queendom Puzzle Girl. Hey, let's go. And Sarah says she's incredible. I would agree. So this was an awesome song. I will go back and listen to this one. This one was, I feel like this one has, I know this one came out, wow, it came out March 2nd in 2015. That's crazy. It is almost, almost 11 years old. That's crazy. But I feel like this one has aged very well for that time period. So very cool. This one is the front runner right now. So we are going to keep it moving though. The next one we've got is Shooting Star. So let's check it out.
혹시나 기억하니 넌 조용히 읽어주었던 네가 준 책 한 켠에 새겨둔 우리 이름
love the instrumentation. So good.
조금은 못난 글씨로 수줍게 써준 편지가 아직도 남아있어. 변하지 않을 것 같던 우리 슬픈 엔딩은 너무 싫어. 그냥 웃으며 내게 떨어지는 저 별 하나 내게 말하는 것 같아. 마지막이야 헤어질 준비를 하고 아련하게 불어오는 바람에 잘가 인사다. 눈물이 왈칵 흐르고 말았어. 손을 잡아줘 꼭 잡아줘. 다시 한 번만 나를 안아줘. 괜찮아 아무리 날 다독여봐도 계속 네 생각에 눈물이 나. 잊지 말아줘 너와 나. 잊으면 안 돼 너와 나. 마지막이야 이별을 믿지 못하고 위로하듯 불어오는 바람에 잘가 인사다. 눈물이 왈칵 흐르고 말았어.
All right, very cool. This was Lovely's Shooting Star. Very nice, very nice. I'm gonna go back to them all sitting here in the room. Very nice. All right, couple comments here. Let's see. Connie says, "Love this. It reminds me of old Shiny. This is 100% my type of song. It has everything I like. My fave so far. Very nice, very nice." I also would probably put this up there amongst the top songs. Obviously, we're only 4 songs in, but I really did enjoy this one. Um, despite it being like I guess a little bit slower in tempo, I feel like it really worked out well. I feel like very similarly to the first 2 songs, I felt like this one was another way of being able to kind of determine or discern like the different members of Lovelyz, and they all have really gorgeous tones. Like I feel like sometimes when you have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 members, I think. Yeah, it has to be 8 because if I'm doing my math correct. I feel like it's always tough when we cover, like, I feel like I always have a hard time in when we cover groups that I wouldn't say that this is a particularly big group, but just like having a decent amount of members and trying to kind of discern their tones, and like obviously over time my familiarity with them gets better and better. Obviously in Lovely's case, unfortunately they disbanded, but like it's kind of dissimilarly, I guess, to like Twice. Like I remember when I first listened to them and like trying to pick out members that I liked and ones that I don't like, and now I can kind of discern more, at least discern more of the members as a collective. And I feel like with Lovelyz and getting familiarized with their discography now, it's cool to just hear their voices together. I think they've also done a really great job of like pairing them up so they have great like harmony synergy, which I love. But I felt like this one was kind of like more, I would argue, a distinct point in their catalog where like you could really kind of have one member to kind of focus on, and they kind of allow you to digest them in a better way. So I liked hearing that. I really love the chorus of the song. I think the chorus is really gorgeous. All the instrumentals up until like the last song and this one, I felt like have been just like spot on. I really love the kind of like, I don't want to like relate it to another song, but it kind of gave me a little bit of like the same sort of like, I guess, genre pool of that, of like, I don't know why, but my brain went to like Toto, like Africa, obviously not same genre by any means, but like I can kind of parlay some of like similar tones, like with like the keys. I feel like they kind of had like a nice like smoothness to them, like the way that like the drumming kind of sits in the mix of the song feels like very much of that stylization. So I feel like there is just kind of like a really nice like smooth overtone to the track that I've loved about Toto's Africa, and very similarly to this song. I think it's got like a really nice like smooth quality to it, and you can really again garner a lot of their vocal tones over this song. So that was great. The bridge I think was probably the most interesting part of the song. I liked the way that the like movement of the song changed, and then like you got different like things that they incorporated into the bridge that weren't in the verses, which I appreciate. And then I don't know if there was a key change in the final part of the song, but like I'm almost positive that I think Key was doing a lot of that high belting in the back, or like ad libs at the back part of the song, and then you obviously saw her a little bit later on. That was just incredible. So I feel like they kind of put the cherry on top with that song at the end. So this was great. Like I said, both songs back to back. Like I said, High and Shooting Star have been incredible. I feel like those are going to be tough songs to beat in my opinion, but yeah, this was gorgeous. This is a very extremely well written song, so kudos to them. All right, we're gonna keep it moving then. The next one we've got is Achu, which I guess I think I have listened to already, but we're gonna check it out again, so let's give it a listen. Ooh, that beautiful piano beginning. Cool.
맛있는 걸 해주고
Yeah,
싶은 그런 사람이 난 생겼어. 아직 요린 잘 못하지만 나 연습하고 있어요. 나 그댈 위해 몰래 감춰놓은 애교도 있는 걸 매일 지루하지 않게 웃게 해줄 텐데 너는 내 맘
Wow. That piano ending is so good too. They've got it. I feel like they've got it down pack with the beautiful piano endings. But this was Achu by Lovelyz. Very nice. Udi says bless you. If I actually sneezed during that video, that would have been incredible. It would have been iconic in that time. But couple comments here. Cuddy says iconic song. Gunky says this is a great song. Sarah says yes, iconic 100%. Jazz says this one is so fun. Sally says I think of this song whenever I sneeze. That is true. I feel like the callback is great. Kaylee says this song, very nice, very nice. I like this. I know I listened to this very recently, and what I mean by recently, I would say within the past 6 months, maybe a little bit longer. But I want to say I feel like I've listened to this. Gunky says Brandon, you could say achoo. Achoo! You want me to do that? Is that better? I feel like without actually sneezing, No, I like this. This was a great song. I remember I feel like it's always interesting to me when I listen to just random like title tracks from groups, because I just never know when we're going to cover certain groups or whatever. But I remember listening to this one, and I really did like this one a lot when I first listened to it. But I feel like now that I've listened to some of their other title tracks now at this point, like I have a lot more appreciation for this track that I would say that I didn't really kind of correlate with beforehand. And I feel like the song's really good. I think putting it in the same sort of, I don't know if High, Shooting Star, and Achu were all in the same release or not, or if they were in separate releases. But it is interesting that I feel like a lot of the characteristics of like their writing style kind of have like mold over to the next song. And I appreciate that because I think there's connection there certainly, and I like that. This one I think probably the most interesting for me was like a lot of the like shift, especially in the chorus. I feel like that, like when they shift the song from like this really interesting sort of like fun, cool synth tone to like when they say Achu, like I like how the song kind of shifts into a different direction musically. I don't know if that was the intentionality behind that, but I really do like it. I think it really makes the song very interesting. I think if anything, it's like when you get to the chorus, I think it does have that like familiarity to it, and like it's something that I'd imagine, like again over the decade, that I feel like still holds up very well. Like I feel like for me, it's like that's a great, like it's an interesting like transitional piece, and it's like something that I feel like I would remember or associate with this song, other than maybe just the fact of sneezing. But I feel like to me it's like something that like musically I would be like, oh wow, like I remember when Lovelyz did this like interesting thing rhythmically in the song that kind of like imitated like you sneezing, right? And then like kind of almost losing your train of thought in some way. So I appreciate that. I thought that was a really cool thing and something I feel like I didn't have an appreciation for a couple months ago. I also really love the vocals of this. I think the vocals were really incredible. There's a lot of great, like, what I've noticed at least between the past couple songs is like they've really added a lot of ensemble vocals, and I feel like the melody choice first and foremost is great, but I would also say like I love that like you get these like beautiful kind of like melodies and runs in the background that just kind of like really mesh well with the rest of the track. So I like that they kind of included those moments, and I think that it kind of again gives that brightness that I feel like a lot of Lovely songs have. Um I will say the bridge was really sick. I loved the one member that is like underneath the desk here at the beginning of the bridge. She did a really fantastic job as well. Um but overall I felt like this one I have a lot more love for now, knowing like what the song is and how iconic it is. Not to say that I didn't think it was iconic before that point, but I felt like this one was definitely really, really well put together. And, obviously, if it's one of those songs that I feel like you would associate with Lovelyz, that 100% makes sense because it does feel very coded in that aspect. And I think they did a great job of kind of measuring like with the synth tones and like those like kind of like sweeping string tones. I thought that was great. So the combination of those things were awesome. And I'm glad that I was able to revisit this one and have more of an appreciation for it than I feel like maybe prior, So this is great. Jazz says it's GA. Very nice. Okay, cool. I'm keeping an eye on like which ones I remember. So been trying to jot down all the names here in my little notepad. So very cool. Very cool. This was great. Obviously iconic, certainly. So all right. Well, we're gonna keep it moving. The next one we've got is For You. So let's check it out. They're really getting up there register. Wow. All right. Very cool. This was Lovelyz For You. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Everybody was vibing. Loved it. Sally says, "For You" is one of my faves. Ooh, okay. Very nice, very nice. Gagi says, "Ooh, this song, I really like this one." And Jazz says, "Key hitting those notes." I would agree. I would agree. Um, not to be not to be a little bit of a dad joke here, but this song was lovely. Uh, wow, holy shit, this was so cool. I like the different like I love the variation in instrumentation in this song. I felt like this one was probably the most like the most varied so far, I think, instrumentally, which was really fun. Um that like really Gunky says I almost said that as well. Hey, let's go. Same brain cell tonight. I love it. Sarah says that was so good. Anyway, I feel like for me, that like really interesting like razory synth at the beginning was like such an interesting choice. It was very deliberate, of course, but I thought that was so interesting. And then like the rest of the song just like was so like so unique, I think, on an instrumental basis. And I'm trying to like break it all down in my head. But I feel like one thing that has been constant about all of their songs is like they love major key tones. Like I feel like they really, really drive that home in a great way. I think their voices are very well suited for that, certainly. But like a lot of their songs have like that really kind of bright, bubbly sort of energy, and I think it is really well reflected in not only their music, but I'd also say collectively as a group. And I'd imagine that's probably why this sound always works for them, because their voices are kind of lent to that, which is great. But I thought this song was very interesting in terms of variation. Like there was like that acoustic guitar section, like then they had like almost like a gem bag or like bongos. Like it kind of had like a really kind of interesting like campfire feel at some points. Like obviously there was some like sweeping like string section, which I feel like they always incorporate in their music now, and I love that. I think that's awesome. Um but I think that to me it was just very interesting how like all of those things kind of create a different threshold in the song, but still like as a main constant their voices just kind of stick out and just really kind of had that sort of great impact on the track. And then as well as that, like the ensemble vocals, not only just including their individual vocals, but just kind of their brightness of the ensemble vocals, I think also helps with that as well. And it makes those like bigger moments where some of the members are like belting or doing like larger vocal moments in the track. I think it makes them have more of a substantive impact on the song, and I love hearing that because they've got some really good powerhouse vocals. So I love that they're really kind of they still have like strong vocals as a collective, but like when you think about like how Key's hitting some of those like insane vocal notes, like I think that just having a really good bass line overall, I think was really great about this track. So some other things that I noticed, the bridge was really sick in this song. I really like the bridge. I feel like it was completely I wouldn't say it was completely different, but there's definitely some elements of it that I was like, wow, like they kind of took in a slightly different direction, but then kind of brought it home with like the last chorus. But yeah, this one is I would probably put in my contention for favorites as well. Like these past couple songs have all been hits for me. And I just feel like again they've really, I feel like have it down pat at this point. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of these middle tracks are some people's favorites because they're incredibly well written. So very cool, very cool. I've been enjoying Lovelyz so far. Speaking about Lovelyz, the next one we've got on our list is Destiny. So let's check it out.
그녀
All right, very cool. This was Lovely's Destiny. Very nice. Jazz says, I love this one. And Gunky says, I love this song. Very nice. Wow. Everybody's vibing tonight. We love to see it. I enjoyed this one a lot as well, too. This one was really cool. All of these songs so far, like I said, I want to be beating a dead horse, but they've all been incredible. So, for those who have been asking for Lovelyz, I feel bad that we have not checked them out, but we finally have done it tonight. So, I'm glad that I can be indoctrinated. But I felt like this was very cool. I think this kind of, I feel like with this song we've kind of departed from like some of the more like instrumental. I don't want to say instrumental, like real instruments like guitars, bass, drums. Like there's still elements of that in the song certainly, but like what I noticed the most from like the background instrumentation is like again the sweeping like violin tones. I love that. I think it kind of gives a little bit more emotionality, and I feel like with this song specifically, like this one definitely has more of an emotional undertone to it. And it doesn't feel as bright, and I would almost argue it kind of sways into more of that like minor key sort of tone to it. It kind of reminded me. I feel like there's a song that I was like trying to think of, and I can't think of what I feel like it sounds like, but this one definitely felt like more emotional. It definitely felt like a little bit more like sadder in some ways, and I like that. It's kind of like a different taste on what I feel like I have listened to so far from Lovely, so I appreciate kind of the contrast of that. I also liked the like more electronic, almost like video game-esque like synth tones in this song. I think it's very interesting to kind of mesh like that really kind of dynamically intense like violin tones with like those really kind of like glitchy like electronically like I think the composition is very interesting, and it was something that I feel like I noticed noticed those things in both camps where I was like, wow, I was like, this is really cool to hear like these beautiful like minor tone like string tones, and then you have like these really glitchy sort of like crunchy tones on top, and I think like they worked really well together, and I was a little bit surprised at how kind of how well those things really worked out, and I think they did a great job with that. I think the thing that they should be most proud of is definitely this chorus. I think that has such a good like emotion to it. I feel like it's got such a good like hook to it as well. It's just like you can really tell like how driving that song is once it gets into the chorus. You're like, wow, like I think like the one line is like, you are my destiny or something. I'm paraphrasing, but like something to that effect. And I feel like that vocal choice and melody just drives this song home that much more so. And I really like that. I think that shows like how how intelligent I think that they are in terms of like the writing and the way that these songs are put together, and what you're going to like remember it as a listener. Like how are you going to kind of dissect the song, or how you're going to listen to it, or like what's memorable to you about it. And I would think from my perspective, like that chorus is just something that kind of stood out to me on the first listen, and it stood out to me to the final part of the song. It just really had that sort of great drive to it, so I love that. But yeah, this was another great song as well. I think this would be like very, very much in the favorites category, certainly. It just was so heartfelt, so I enjoyed this one a lot. This was great, so very cool. I've been enjoying a lot of Lovely stuff, so I'm vibing here. But we're gonna keep it moving. The next one is WoW, not to be confused with World of Warcraft. So let's check it out. Listen, somebody's gonna get that dumb joke.
윙크라고 착각하면 안 돼. 그 순간 너와 나의 거리감이 사라져버려. 사랑은 특별한 이 차원 깊이 알 수 없는 미스터리. 그려왔던 모든 게 다 될 것 같은데. 사랑은 이상한 이 차원 눈물에 젖어간 스토리. 너의 손을 잡아보고 싶은데. 깜빡깜빡깜빡 와우 간질간질간질 와우 깜짝깜짝깜짝 와우 깜빡깜빡깜빡 와우 간질간질간질 와우 깜짝깜짝깜짝 와우 해가 눈이 부셨던 것뿐이야 윙크라고 착각하면 안돼 그 순간 이 세상의 현실감이 사라져버려 사랑은 특별한 이 차원 그림자가 없는 미스터리 그려왔던 모든 게 다 될 것 같은데 사랑은 이상한 이 차원 바람에 넘어갈 페이지 내 목소리를 들려주고 싶은데 제이팝 제이팝 예이팝 예이팝 라몰라몰라 두 볼만 빨개지잖아 제이팝 제이팝 예이팝 예이팝 내 목소리를 들려주고 싶은데 들리진 않아도 하지는 않아도 내 맘을 이 풍선에 저 풍선에 담아 여기 팝 저기 팝팝팝팝 내 맘을 굳게 잡아서 세우며 차원을 넘어 한 칸씩 한 칸씩 이 세상으로 사랑은 특별한 깊이 알 수 없는 미스터리 그려왔던 모든 게 다 될 것 같은데 사랑은 이상한 이 차원 눈물에 젖어간 스토리 너의 손을 잡아보고 싶은데 제이팝 제이팝 예이팝 예이팝 몰라 두 볼만 빨개지잖아 제이팝 제이팝 예이팝 예이팝 너의 손을 잡아보고 싶은데 깜빡깜빡깜빡 와우 간질간질간질 와우 깜짝깜짝깜짝 와우
Oh boy. Okay, let me go back. Very good. All right, this was Lovelyz. Wow, very nice. This one was very interesting. I think this one probably has been the most interesting one so far. I thought the first thing that I feel like I noticed about this song was like the delivery, like some of the ways that like their vocal texture kind of plays a huge role in the song. Like when they were saying like even like while they were saying like wow, but like the lead up to it, like they said like one of the lyrics, it was like surprise, surprise, surprise. Like it felt like the way that they kind of approach this song, and like I guess maybe more so the like pronunciation of some things is just very interesting to me, and I feel like it was certainly on purpose. But I feel like that's kind of like the strong, like probably one of the stronger pieces of the song is just like the way that like the song texturally is driven, like the way that they like enunciate or the way that they pronounce certain things. Like obviously like they wanted to make it a point for the listener to know that they're like doing a lot of like things texturally with their voice, and so like it was a very interesting listening experience. I feel like as I listen to it more, I feel like maybe I'll point out more things that I'd imagine I probably couldn't get around to this first listen. But I feel like that was something that I would imagine that they were trying to fixate on for this song, and I think they did a pretty good job, because like I don't think that the song as a whole is like doing anything crazy. Like it's a very fun song, very funky. I like it. Like it's a good song, but I feel like if they did it, I feel like if they did if they said it like how like they would just say it normally, right? Like without any texture to their voice or whatever, like the delivery I feel like is so crucial with the song. Like if they had done it normally and just kind of like just maybe said it in like a different way, I don't think that it would have the same sort of impact that I feel like it does in this song. Um, for better or for worse. If you like it like that, then of course enjoy. If you don't, then I can understand that certainly. But I feel like this song specifically was like, wow, like this is truly them trying to do something different, and I appreciate that. And I think that they kind of use it throughout this whole song. So I thought that was a unique approach. I would probably put this like pretty much in the middle of the pack. Like there's definitely like it is a very funky, it is a very fun song. Like I enjoyed my experience listening with it, but I also feel like again it kind of, I don't know, it just didn't really like, I thought it was going to scratch the itch more than I thought it was going to, and then by the end of it I was like, I like the song. Like I didn't feel like anything that I didn't particularly like about it or dislike about it, excuse me, but I felt like with this song I was just like, it's good. You know what I mean? Like if this came on and I was to listen to it again, I'd be like, oh damn, this is solid. Like I'll listen to it again. Like it's a good vibe. But I don't feel like it, some of the other songs, like I knew right away. I was like, oh yeah, like this one is good. Like this one like immediately grabbed my attention. I feel like this grabs your attention, but like doesn't convert it, you know? So I feel like that's kind of where I'm at with the song. Maybe I'll come around to it like a little bit more, and I'll finally find a place for where it sits in my favorite, you know, songs that I've listened to so far. But I felt like this one is just like middle of the pack, nothing too crazy, other than like the vocal texture. So very solid song. Not no hate here. So Kungi says I agree with you. Ooh, okay. Very nice, very nice. All right. Well, we're keeping it moving. On to the next one. I don't know what the song is, but we're gonna check it out either way. So let's give it a listen.
왜 깨지 않는 걸까 늘 이쯤에서 깨곤 했단 말야 참 싫다는 건 아냐 나는 있지 솔직히 좀
Interesting
실감이
arpeggiating
안
riff.
나서 왜 살짝 내 손을 잡고 귓속말을 건네는 걸까 몰라 아무것도 들리지 않아 너무 가깝잖아 온 세상이 막 어지럽던 그 순간 지금 너랑 나랑 모든 게 다 거짓말 같아 나랑 1분 2분 시간이 다 거짓말 같아 믿을까 아닐까 몽롱한 기분인걸 네가 좋아한다 날 어떻게 진짠가 봐 또각또각 불빛 안에 두 사람 빙글빙글 내 두 눈은 너를 따라 사뿐사뿐 발을 맞춰보는 나 진짠가 봐 연인이 될 건가 봐 좀 숨막힌 것 같아 이 어색함이 나쁘단 건 아냐 그 사랑스런 눈빛 그건 마치 널 보던 내 모습과 닮아서 난 살짝 쉬는 눈을 뜨고 너와 나의 거리를 둬봐 한 뼘 정도밖에 안 남았잖아 꽃가을지 몰라 온 세상이 막 어지럽던 그 순간 지금 너랑 나랑 모든 게 다 거짓말 같아 너랑 1분 2분 시간이 다 거짓말 같아 믿을까 아닐까 몽롱한 기분인걸 네가 좋아
All right, very cool. This was Lovelyz, and I'm gonna try to figure out the song here. It looks like Now We, hopefully. I don't know if that's correct. Let me know if I'm wrong. Um, very cool, very cool. I enjoyed this one. I enjoyed this one. I think probably the most interesting part of the song. Okay, thank you, Jazz. Thank you, Uni. Appreciate it. Um, I feel like the most interesting part of this song was the range. Like vocal range as a collective for Lovelyz was crazy on this song. Like the vocals in the verses are like in this like mid low range tone. Like um I like the verses a lot, but man, like do they fucking kick it off with the choruses like that. Like the register seems very like, and again they definitely can do it so well, so I'm not really surprised. But like the register in the choruses of the song are very high. Like I think it the way that they transition from like those lower registers into the pre-chorus and then getting into the chorus, I think is very gradual, but like in a good way. Um, and I feel like they take their time to get up to that register, but like every time that the chorus came around, I was like, damn, like this is such a strong like register that I was like a little blown back by it, but like in a good way. I was like, wow, they can really they could really kind of color the range a little bit, and I appreciate that. Um, but I like how again the verses kind of continue on with that sweet tone that I feel like they've done so well so far. There's a lot of cool, like, interesting synth choices in the verses. Like, there's like this really interesting, like, arpeggiated sort of synth, like melody, that was in the first verse, and I don't know if it was in the second verse, but I know it definitely was something that I noticed in the first verse, and I like that. I thought it was really cool. Again, that infusion of like really bright tones, the like are like the synth tones I feel like are really strong in this one as well. It feels a little bit more return to form, which is cool. Um I love the bridge. I thought the bridge in this song was also very good as well. Like very interesting, but still like worked out really well with the song. But I'm still stunned by the chorus. I feel like that's probably like the one part of the song that I still like every time. Like I know I listened to the chorus like three different times throughout this song, and I was still like, damn, they're really getting up there. That's crazy. Like I think that that's probably my favorite part of the song. Certainly, it just like so cool, and that's ensemble vocals on top of that were just really beautiful as well too. So this is a very solid song. I would put this maybe slightly above Wow. I feel like this one was definitely more my speed, certainly, and I feel like I would say a little bit closer to what I feel like they have done before, which is great. But yeah, I enjoyed this one a lot. I feel like this one was a good vibe. So I will never I'll never detract myself from a good vibe. So I appreciate that. But yeah, this was a solid one. I enjoyed it. All right. Well, we're keeping it moving. The next one we've got is Twinkle. So let's check it out. That shooting star, now Twinkle. Let's go.
더 멀리 들리는 날
I like the music box. Cool. Interesting.
떨림에 퍼지는 미소 마치 달콤한 사탕 같은 날 웃게 만드는 종소리가 자꾸 들려줘요 딩동댕 마음속 깊이 숨겨진 보물상자 울리는 그 소리 끝에 있을 물음표 내게 내 귀에 소리가 들리게 해
Yeah, let's go.
이런 설레임의 시작을 알고 싶은데 순간의 떨림을 믿어볼게 조금 더 깊이 느낄 수 있도록 조금 더 선명히 와줘 수많은 두근거림 중에 어떤 선택 하나 둘셋넷 좋은 게 너무 많은 걸 좀 더 확실하게 빛날 너를 보여줘 조금 더 가까이 들려줘요 딩동댕 마음속 깊이 숨겨진 보물상자 울리는 그 소리 끝에 있을 물음표 내게 내 귀에 소리가 들리게 해줘 이런 설레임의 시작을 알고 싶은데 순간의 떨림을 믿어볼게 조금 더 깊이 느낄 수 있도록 조금 더 선명히 와줘 피어나는 미소와 순간의 이 느낌 난 잊지 않을게 내 귀에 소리가 들리게 해줘 이런 설레임의 시작을 알고 싶은데 들려줘 순간의 떨림을 믿어볼게 조금 더 깊이 느낄 수 있도록 조금 더 선명히 와줘
Ooh, wow. All right, very cool. This was Lovely's Twinkle. Very nice, very nice. I was gonna say I'm surprised this was never recommended. Udi says absolute banger. Jazz says, how could I forget about this Christmas banger for the Christmas tree? That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised this hasn't been recommended before. I'm shook. I'm shook, honestly, because this is so good. This is like, I would say this. I might be shooting myself in the foot, but I would say this is probably in my favorite like K-pop Christmas songs, like 100%. Like it's got to be like this one is so good. So I'm genuinely surprised we haven't listened to this one on stream. I've done it I think twice now at least. So I'm kind of surprised, but Uni says I didn't know about this one. That's that's my excuse. Hey, that's fair. That's fair. I'm not listen. No disrespect, no hate to anybody. I'm glad we're listening to it because now I'll know to listen to it around the holidays. I mean, I'll listen to it all year round, but more specifically during the holidays. But this was fantastic. Wow. It was just like I kind of assumed it was a holiday song just based off of like their styling and like the bells and like the snow and stuff. I was like, let me check when it came out, and I like looked. It's like November 14th, so I'm like, this is definitely a holiday song, or the intentionality behind the song feels like holiday themed, certainly. But wow, this was just so good. Like, I love the instrumentation in the song. I feel like again, it kind of meshes a lot of my love of what they've done so far, like really sweeping and beautiful like string or orchestral arrangements in the song. I like that there's like bits and pieces of like really strong like electronic elements in the song as well too. The chorus I feel like is just divine. It's like so good. It's got such a great hook. It's really memorable. The lyrics are super sweet too. Like it just kind of it kind of transported me to like that holiday season again. I know we're not that far out removed from December slash Christmas time, um, but I feel like it definitely transported me back to that those moments as well, and I love that. I love that transition from that second chorus to the bridge. I feel like that was done so seamlessly, and it just felt right. Like I love the kind of like there was really no transition between the two parts, but like the way that they moved through that song was just really really well put together. I love the final chorus. I feel like the belting on that was incredible. I would assume that she was doing a lot of the belting. If not, I would imagine there probably is another member that's doing some of those like ad libs over the top stuff, but this was just such a great song. I will gladly give this one another listen again. But this was just so much fun. Um, let's see. Jazz is usually key and Sujung. Very nice. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I'll put Sujung on my proverbial list here because I'm gonna forget. So this is incredible. This is a banger. I feel like you could not have a smile on your face while listening to the song. It's just like puts you in that feel good position. So this was awesome. Yeah, this has to be my top favorites. This is so good, so good. All right, very cool. We're keeping it moving though. The next one we are doing is Triangle. This looks like it's from Music Bank. So this was Lovely's Triangle. If you're hanging out, thank you for hanging for the deep dive. Appreciate it. This was very cool. I like this. I'd assume this is a B-side based off of the way that they put it together. I don't believe it is the title track from what I could gather, but I assume that's might be one of whoever put this place together. It looks like it's Jay Kizzles on YouTube. So if that's you, let me know how you picked this one as a B-side. But I enjoyed this. This was very fun. I didn't notice. I feel like this song was probably the first one where I noticed more of the distinction in this song, where like they again had like those sweeping like orchestral arrangements, but I like that like there's again that overtone of electronic elements in this song. It kind of gave me like oh, no Santa did. Okay. Maybe it is No Santa. No Santa, thank you. If that is you, let me know. I enjoyed kind of like the like it almost gave me like Game Boy esque like sounds, like electronic elements. Like I feel like I could parsec some of the like video game like style synth tones from their music, and I like that. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but I felt like with this song, that was the one where I noticed it the most. I'd also say like their vocals live, and I like again, I don't know how I assume these are all live vocals, but like they sound incredible. They like it's kind of insane how good they sound because I was like, am I listening to like the recording? Like, am I listening to like the studio recording of it? Because it just felt so like so well put together. Like they didn't like miss a beat. Like their choreography was incredible in the song too. But like it just to me felt like there was like there was hardly any difference between like their like studio work and like a live song. So I was like a little confused, and I guess that's good. I mean, that's obviously a good thing that they sound just as good in a live setting as they do from a studio perspective. So I really appreciated that. Obviously, I think my favorites in this song, I really love Key's vocals. I feel like she is definitely my number one right now. Man, she's got some really great vocals. I also really liked the person over here to the left. Um, I felt like she also had some really great vocals in this song, and I've noticed her face before, so I know she's an incredible vocalist. Jin, okay, thank you, Jazz. Um, she sounds incredible in the song. I think she was like, I don't know if she's in the pre-chorus or the chorus in one of the spots, but like She sounded incredible, and obviously, I think this is, if I've got it correct with the beret, pink beret, I'm pretty sure that's Jisoo, who I also love. So, this was a win for me. I feel like those three were definitely the most stand out to me in this song. Um, but I enjoyed it. I will also give an honorable mention to uh the lady who has the blonde hair that is next to Jin on the left hand side. She was also really good too. So, oh, it's GA. Okay, damn. Am I fucking up? Blonde is Miju. Okay, thank you. Very cool. Wow. I feel like maybe have I switched? Maybe I've switched from Jisoo to GA. That is great. I mean, listen, I'll take it. Um, very cool, very cool. Thank you, Jazz. Appreciate it. So, um, all right. Well, I think we're gonna keep it moving here. The next one we've got is That Day. So, check it out.
하루 종일 울었대요 이별의 날 두 눈이 다 퉁퉁 부을 만큼 괜히가 미웠대요 며칠 다 그리 지냈더래요 근데 이상해요 어느 날 갑자기 그럴 거란 예고 한마디 없이 안 물어요 이젠 네가 믿지가 아는 너 끝에서 입안에서 때론 달콤하게 때론 시큼하게 시린 기억도 너무 모아후 다른 기억 그날은 네가 내 안에 머물러요 지금의 너는 어때요 예전에 넌 나를 걱정하기만 바빴죠 이제는 그럴 리 없죠 어쩌면 난 그게 서운할 거야 근데 이상해요 우리의 마지막 그 장면의 느낌이 좀 바뀌었죠 변한가요 지금은 난 살짝 웃어요 해서 입안에서 때론 달콤하게 때론 시큼하게 시린 기억도 너무 모아후 다른 기억 그날은 네가 내 안에 머물러요 흘러가요 시린 말들도 흘러가요 아닌 기억도 사라져요 아픈 상처도 지나가요 끝에서 입안에서 때론 달콤하게 때론 시큼하게 시린 기억도 너무 모아후 아는 기억 그날은 네가 내 안에 머물러요
All right, very cool. This was Lovelyz and their song That Day. Very nice. Gunky says that this is another great song. I would agree. I liked it. I liked it. I liked it. This was a cool vibe. I enjoyed this one. Definitely a little bit different. I feel like we've kind of been, I wouldn't say all over the place, but definitely a different vibe for this one. I will say I feel like the first part of the song I was like vibing, I was enjoying it, but like I feel like it really kind of clicked for me once I got into like the second chorus, and I was like, "Oh, okay, now it's starting to make more sense." Like the hook, the melody, like the arrangement of the song started to make like I feel like make more sense. Like when we first got through the song, I'm like, like something feels off about it, but like I don't know if it was maybe just kind of the transition between the final chorus or the first chorus, excuse me, and the second verse. But like something about that kind of just like clicked in my head where I was like, wow, I can understand like the changeover. It worked out well better than I felt like maybe I was led to believe initially. Um but I really kind of enjoyed how strong the chorus is. I think that's really what I noticed. I feel like songwriting wise what they were trying to fixate the song on. And it's a really good chorus. Like I definitely feel like the catchiness of it. I like the hook of the chorus. I think it works out really well. Um, but yeah, I thought the song was very, very good. Like I definitely enjoyed it. I think they again continue on with like really that great bright tonality that I feel like I could now really associate strongly with with Lovelyz now. But I really enjoyed this one. This one was very fun. I would say this maybe is just outside of my favorites. I really enjoyed it, but there was definitely some other songs where I was like, I feel like clicked a little bit more with myself, but I did enjoy this one. This one was a nice song. So, very cool, very cool. All right, well, I guess we'll keep it moving here. The next one we've got is or is it Wagzak? Very interesting, very interesting name. All right, let's get into Wagzak then. What a unique name.
날 생각하면 현기증이 나 하루 종일 떠올랐어 자꾸 열이 나 내 맘은 또 뜨거워져 오후 2시쯤 태양처럼 날마다
All right, very nice. This was Lovelyz Wags Zach. I'm never gonna get tired of saying whatever the fuck that is. Um, very nice, very nice. Um, Terrible song name. I'll come out and say it. Probably I've is it. I have to know if it's like related to something. Wag Zach. I just need to know like like is there a meaning behind it? Oh man, what is it? Let me see. I'm trying to see if there's anything written about it. Let's see. It looks like the only thing I saw on Wikipedia is a piece of summer, but I don't know if that's what it translates to. Let me see. Can I do Korean to English? Let's see. What? Or I don't think it's gonna do anything. Google, Uni says Google says the term is an omniopia for the sound of chewing or crunching on ice. Okay. Um, Jazz says piece of summer is the translation for the Korean title. Okay. Cookie says it's a great summer song. The MV has water, so they did their job well. I was gonna say it definitely gives summer vibes. I was like immediately. Okay. Thank you, Uni and Jazz for the clarification. Um, yeah. First thought, I was like, absolutely, this is a summer song. I was hoping that they were gonna do one, so I'm glad glad it's on here. Um, I enjoy this. I enjoy this. I feel like a lot of the summer songs like usually kind of just meet my quota of like it's just a really fun, bright song, but like I feel like Lovelyz to me took it kind of in a good direction. Like their vocals are so incredible, and I feel like that kind of amplifies the song just a little bit more. So what I feel like most people would just again kind of say like, oh, it's a summer song, like it's solid. Like I definitely agree with that 100%, but I do feel like Lovely just put it like a little bit extra on it. You know what I mean? I feel like their vocals are just so incredible, and there was a lot of good like belting moments. I feel like there's a lot of good like vocal ensemble moments as well. So I really did enjoy like the overall feeling of this song. I feel like they did a great job, as Gunky also pointed out. Um, yeah, I felt like this. I feel like there's always. I feel like I'd never have like a ton of commentary other than at least for summer songs where I've just been like I've just really liked them. They're just fun. They just give me that bright vibe, and like I feel like if I was to put a majority, if not a large sum of like K-pop summer songs together on a playlist, like I feel like it would just be so good. Like they all sound really good. They always sound like they always do a really good job of them. So I felt like this one was another one where I was like, they put their Lovelyz taste on it, and I love that. I think they did a great job with it, and I think that's kind of what makes those songs at least a little bit more memorable in that aspect. But yeah, I enjoyed this one. Good vibes. Um, Not too much else. So very nice. All right, we're keeping it moving. The next one we've got is Lost and Found. So let's check it out. Okay. All right. Not the direction I thought they were going.
네가 좋아 쉽게 말해도 지금 내 맘조차 가볍단 건 아니야 모를 거야 내 말에 달았던 꼬리표의 크기와 적혀진 이름 예쁘게 눌러 쓴 글씨는 친구 이상을 분명히 말하잖아 날 찾아가 오늘은 가득 쌓인 고백
That was cool.
실은 말야 조금 이상해 그런 눈치 없음마저 나는 좋아해 끝없이 날 보며 건넸던 다정했던 목소리 그건 내 이름 꼼꼼히 신경 쓴 날씨는 친구보다는 많은 걸 말했잖아 날 찾아가 오늘은 가득 쌓인 고백들을 보통 넘치는 않아서 초라한 나의 진심을 날 찾아가 끝에서 삼킨 말들을 이제는 마음에 날 텐데 하얗게 모르는 거야 그 또한 사랑이겠죠 하나만 보다 그친다 해도 그 또한 사랑이겠죠 내가 그렇게 부를 테니 그래도 그건 그대로 슬퍼 이대로 널 보낼 순 없어 널 좋아해 가볍게 툭하니 던지고 장난 속에 담아서 몇 번을 돌려말하고 널 사랑해 포장해둔 그때 그대로 주인 없이 나가서 먼지만 쌓여가잖아 날 찾아가 오늘은 가득 쌓인 고백들을 텅텅 받지 않아서 초라한 너의 진심을 날 찾아가 끝에서 삼킨 말들을 이제 마음에 날 텐데 하얗게 모르는 거야
All right, very cool, very cool. This was Lovelyz Lost and Found. If you're joining for the Lovelyz deep dive, appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Uni says an all-timer right here. Wow. Okay. I like that. Gunky says an interesting synth. Yes. I thought okay, so this song threw me off a little bit. At the beginning of the song, I thought that they were going to go in a different direction than the direction that they went with the song. Like the song kind of had more of like, especially with the intro synth, I thought for sure it was going to go in more of a, I don't know, like a darker, like, you know, more of a minor key undertone. I would say maybe similarly to like, maybe Destiny. I'm trying to think of the one that has like more of the, yeah, maybe it was Destiny. I'm trying to think. I don't think it was any of the other ones to my knowledge. But I felt like it was going to take, I thought it was going to take a different turn than where it actually went. And I think that's kind of what threw me off. And I think it kind of threw me off track on the song just a little bit. Because then they kind of turn it around and they did something different, which I appreciate. Like you kind of gave me gave a little bit of a bait and switch there. Which is not a bad thing at that. I thought that was an interesting choice and it worked out. But I will say I feel like this one was first of all, the register of the song. I know that I've said that a decent bit throughout the Lovelyz deep dive, but their register is insane. Like some of the like higher tonalities, like they kind of almost have like this glassy sort of like wispy, like ethereal sort of undertone to their voices in the choruses of the song, and I really like that. I think it kind of gives this sort of like, I think it kind of pays homage to the beginning part of the song where like you're almost expecting them to kind of go in this sort of darker minor tonality, and I feel like some of their voices kind of have that like etherealness for a reason, and so I don't know if that's necessarily a callback to the beginning part of the song, but that's how I'm going to interpret it. I really thought another portion of the song that was really interesting to me was like, again, the chorus as well, where like the second half of the chorus kind of goes through this like really, it's almost like they skip a beat or like a measure and then they kind of like catch up. And I thought that section at first I was like, am I hearing things? And then we got to the second chorus. I was like, oh wow, that's really cool. Like it was such an intentionality, and I think it like almost has this sort of like post-chorus vibe to it that I thought was very interesting. but I like that they utilized because it was definitely unique, and I think it makes this chorus stand out amongst other choruses in the Lovelyz catalog. But I really like that. And then the bridge, I felt like was another part in this song where I was like, wow, they really did change that up even more so. They kind of got like again a little bit more ethereal with it, and I think maybe it had some part to do with like some of the music video because I feel like they take a lot of like cosmic influence. So I really like that as well. But this was great. I think this was another one where I felt like the vocals were really solid. I think the start was a little bit odd, and not like in a bad way. Like I love when artists across the spectrum really kind of subvert your listening experience, and at first I was like, ooh, I was like, maybe we're gonna get a darker song, and then it kind of changed over. So I thought it was very interesting overall, and so I was vibing with this one. I think for me, I probably will have to give this one another listen, but the overall listening experience was good. I think I did definitely turn it around towards the end of the song, but overall I thought it was very solid, so I enjoyed this one. All right, well, we're gonna keep it moving here. Looks like the next one we've got is Beautiful Days, so let's check it out.
아직도 펼쳐보면 웃음이 나와 고개 접어둔 첫날의 추억 한 장 어쩌면 너도 기억하고 있을까 풋풋했었던 그대와 나 스친 두 손을 잡을까 말까 내내 딴 미소 빼있던 너의 손 괜히 궁금해 그때의 이 눈의 빛이 봐 나도 참 예뻤을까 잊지 마 우리가 우리였던 나의 눈부심과 그 안에 그림처럼 나를 했던 두 사람 정말 꿈보다 꿈 같잖아 그 시절의 너와 나 걱정 마 우리들은 그저기 슬퍼진 않도록 그대를 조각조각 모아 간직할 거야 안녕 이제는 뒤돌아가 내게 눈물 것처럼
Like the ending. Cool.
아름다워 여전히 나만 담아내던 네 눈빛과 저 안 좋아해 말하던 그 순간 그저 일기써 글씨로 한해져 가기에 아직은 아깝잖아 잊지 마 우리가 우리였던 나의 눈부심과 그 안에 그림처럼 나란했던 두 사람 정말 꿈보다 꿈 같잖아 그 시절의 너와 나 걱정 마 우리들은 계절이 슬프진 않도록 그들을 조각조각 모아 간직할 거야 안녕 이제는 뒤돌아가 내일 만날 것처럼 널 향해서 목소리 건네봐도 그래도 이제는 많이 늦은 혼잣말일 것 같아 그래 괜찮아 오늘의 걸음을 한 발짝 옮겨가며 지금의 너와 나 할 수 없이 추억이 되겠지만 하나만 알아줘 진심이었단 걸 있잖아 어렴풋이 않을 것 같아 그때의 너와 나 참 눈이 부셨다는 걸 다신 끌어안을 수 없는 시간인 걸 잊지 마 우리가 우리였던 나의 눈부심과 그 안에 그림처럼 나란했던 두 사람 정말 꿈 같았잖아 그 시절의 너와 나 울지 마 난 아주 오래도록 소중히
All right. Very cool. This was Lovely's Beautiful Days. Very nice. Very nice. I'm going to go back a little bit because I like that end shot. So very nice. Very nice. This was very, very interesting. I thought the transition from like the pre-chorus to the chorus was so good. That chorus I think is really catchy. I feel like they've had a great track record of making extremely catchy choruses, and I wouldn't think anything less of this one. Um, I feel like it just set the song in such a good mood, and I like, I've liked their their arrangements have been just so interesting thus far. Like I feel like they've like really done a great job over their discography. I know we got a couple more, but like I genuinely feel like some of the best choruses that I've heard in quite a bit have been from this group. So I really feel like they have a memorability to them certainly, and I think I'd imagine why their discography has held up so well over the years. Just because I feel like they've done such a phenomenal job of like writing and arranging it. Um, I really loved the final chorus more specifically. Like there's like a lot of great like ad libs over the top. But I also felt like the song just kind of came to like a really good position at the end of the song. And I feel like they really kind of drove it home, which I appreciate. I think that has a lot to do with like the unique nature of that bridge. I feel like that bridge is probably like one of the more like head turning parts, like not in a bad way, but like definitely like one of those things where I was like, wow, I'm like, this is like different, but I really like it. Like, and I think it works well. And then as well as knowing like where that bridge is going to transition into the final chorus, I think they did a really fantastic job of navigating that. So I thought that was incredible. But I appreciate kind of like what I've noticed, at least from a lot of Lovely songs, is that like they do these really soft, more, I don't want to say somber because I don't feel like they're really like, like low, like instrumentally wise, like they don't feel low in that aspect. And I also feel like they're not like doing a bunch of crazy stuff in the verses, but I do feel like they do such a great job of setting up to the next part of the song, like whether it be the pre-chorus or like a bridge or chorus or something like that. I feel like each individual component of it really kind of pushes you further to that like end goal of either a chorus, a pre-chorus, whatever, bridge. Like I really do feel like they lead it on to the next best part, and so I really do appreciate the writing style of this. The synth choice was also really interesting in the song. I liked it. I think again like the emotionality of the song really plays super well with like their voices and like the string section. So I love that elementation, and again, not to project a little bit, but I do feel like they have done a really consistent job of making that theme be a relevant part of their discography. So I love that, and I think that I would imagine the final two songs would not be missing in that aspect, but I definitely liked it a lot. So this was a very solid one. I enjoyed this one. So all right, well, we're gonna keep it moving. The next one we've got is Obliviate, I believe. So let's check it out.
어지럽게 흐트러진 시야 속에 선명하게 스며드는 잔상 난 왜 아파하면서 너를 사랑하는지 떠나지 못하고 널 맴돌아 돌이킬 수 없단 걸 알면서도 미어지도록 널 사랑해 삼킨다 Baby 이제 Baby 이제 너를 잊는다 Baby 이제 Baby 이제 보내줄게 이제 안녕 너로 가득해진 나 영원히 널 모두 잊는다 Don't tell me down down stop it down down stop it down down stop it all day long let me down down stop it down down stop it 영원히 널 모두 잊는다 기억이 가시처럼 돋던 나 스스로 난 둘러싸여 찔려가 모든 걸 놓지 못하고 계속 끌어안는 나 더 깊어지지 않게 구해줘 계속 갇혀가는 걸 잘 알면서도 저려오도록 널 사랑하는 거 그만할래 후회 없이 난 기억 속 널 삼킨다 Baby 이제 Baby 이제 너를 지운다 Baby 이제 Baby 이제 끊어 내게 이제 안녕 너로 채웠던 지난 날 영원히 널 모두 잊는다 Don't take me down down stop it down down stop it down down stop it all day long let me down down stop it down down stop it 영원히 널 모두 잊는다 내 맘속 가득 비웠던 꽃잎들이 모두 사라져 눈을 감고 기억 속 너를 날려 후회 없어 난 내 맘속에 너를 기억 속에 삼킨다 Baby 이제 Baby 이제 너를 잊는다 Baby 이제 Baby 이제 보내줄게 이제 안녕 너로 슬펐던 지난 날 영원히 널 모두 삼킨다 Baby 이제 Baby 이제 너를 잊는다 Baby 이제 Baby 이제 너를 지운다 Baby 이제 Baby 이제 영원히 널 모두 잊는다
Interesting. I like how they got a note from an owl and it said, just burn the building down. Very interesting. All right. This was Lovelyz. I assume it's Obliviate, but I can't say anything. But this is very interesting. This is like one of the last songs here. This was from 5 years ago. That's crazy. The Jazz says the owl commit arson. Listen, the owl showed up and the building was on fire. That's all I'm gonna say. Hedwig doing some crazy shit in the off times between Harry Potter. So, you know, I'm just gonna leave it there. Anyway, terrible joke. This was very interesting. I think this is probably. I feel like this is where they like completely diverted their sound. Like this, I feel like there are elements of this song, and I really did enjoy it. But I feel like to me, this lacks that kind of characteristic that I feel like maybe Lovelyz songs has had before. Like if I did not like look at my screen, or I didn't know the members of Lovelyz and I just kind of closed my eyes and listened to this song, like there probably were some things about this track where I was like, oh yeah, like this definitely, like now knowing what their voices sound like, I'd be like, oh yeah, this is definitely like this is definitely a Lovelyz song, right? But I think in some aspects I also feel like it isn't, like I feel like in some aspects I don't really associate this song with them either. And that could be a good or bad thing. I feel like I'm kind of neutral on it. Like I don't, like, obviously I love their discography as a collective. Like I feel like it's all been very good, but I would say like overall, like this type of vibe and this sound, like I don't know if I would have necessarily been like, oh yeah, this is a Lovelyz song, you know. But I think if I'm gonna be gracious about the song, like it is super catchy. The hook in the song is incredible. I think a lot of like those vocal pop off moments are really good, especially towards the end of the song where they really kind of layered those in. But um, I like the verses. I thought the verses were really solid. Um, Again, the chorus I feel like was really good. I love the choreography, like moments in the chorus as well too. Those were really good. Um, but yeah, I think this one is a very solid song. I just don't think like if I'm going back in their discography, I'm like the sort of dark undertones or like the more like aggressive tonality of it. I wouldn't even say aggressive, but just like I feel like the overall vibe of the song, I don't know if I would have necessarily associated with Lovelyz. Um and that's probably the only thing that I can think of like in terms of their like in terms of the writing style. Like I said, enjoy the song. I will absolutely give this one another listen again. But I do feel like there is kind of like a there's definitely a different vibe with this one, certainly. So, and I also feel like it's interesting because this feels like probably the most modern in terms of like their sound that they've gone through. So I also feel like that was an interesting choice as a collective with their group. So I don't know if again their next song is gonna be in that same sort of caliber, but um, it was very interesting, very interesting. So. All right. Well, we're gonna get into the last one. I assume this is a fan song slash maybe like I guess it would be a fan song, but this one's Dear. So let's check it out.
러비즈 화이팅! 러비즈 화이팅!
Damn, what a stage.
내려가 너에게 닿을 얘길 시작해 이미 지나간 페이지를 넘겨보니 끊어진 기억이 이어져 꿈꿨던 우리의 시간들이 그려져 너와는 그날 그 날씨를 계절을 지금 이 순간에 똑같이 걸어가고 있어 어느 밤 내온이 편지를 읽는 너와 가장 좋았던 그날 그곳으로 떠나 Oh tell my
Oh, is this their final show? Oh no. Oh, all right. Well, this is Lovelyz, and their song "Dear." Um, let's see. Jazz says the fandom name is loveliness. Very nice. Oh, that's really cute actually. Jazz says yes, it was their final show, and Uni says they must have really liked those tech tips. They must have. They must have. Um. Oh my God! Not the lightest. Oh God! Not the lightest tech. Oh God! Shout outs to the goat. Anyway. Uh. This I feel like again. I always kind of come to the I always feel like I come to the conclusion with like fan songs, and this was obviously very sweet. Seeing them cry and like, not that I would want to see them cry because I feel like that's mean. But I feel like when you see something that you've poured your love into, no pun intended, um, over the years, like I feel like yeah, I have a special appreciation for these songs, right? Like, um, I feel like now that I've reached a decade in this, it looked like they had Lovelyz 10 at the top, so that might have been their this might have been their decade concert. Yeah, I was gonna say it's for their 10-year anniversary. Um, I think to me, it's like the only way that I can relate it to is like how I feel now, knowing that I've done this for a decade. Like I think it's just like such an immense accomplishment to be a group for that long. Like most groups, I would imagine, like really, especially if they have, if they hit it big, then obviously great, and like they're able to kind of continue doing stuff. And like now, I think with the advent of, and I with the advent of like K-pop Demon Hunters, I feel like there's been more people that have been, uh I guess, indoctrinated somewhat to like K-pop, right? Because it's now more, not that it wasn't already mainstream beforehand, but just like I think there is more of an opportunity for like groups, especially maybe more so smaller groups, to get a little bit more of that appreciation. Or I'd like to hope that that is the case. Um, but I feel like for me, it's like so cool to see artists and like especially Lovelyz, and considering how like damn good like their whole discography is, I think it's just so gratifying to see that their career lasted for as long as it did. Obviously, in a perfect world, I would have wished that it would have lasted longer, but um I feel like to me it was just it's such a fantastic discography, and honestly, I'm upset that I hadn't gotten to find out about them or listen to them sooner at this point, just because I feel like they just were really really well put together. Like even this last song, their "Dear," like was so sweet. Like reading some of the lyrics and stuff like that was just such a like heartfelt moment in their music. And I'd imagine so whenever you do these types of songs, but it just is, I think it just further cements that like how much of an impact people have on not only the groups, but I think like their longevity as a group, right? And so I think that is very symbiotic in that aspect of like, you're helping them to get to bigger stages or bigger avenues in their life, and they're in turn providing, with you with more music and, all that sort of stuff, content, things of that nature. And um it's cool to see, and obviously wish the best of luck to the ladies of Lovelyz, because they're all extremely talented, and I don't know if they've gone on to do their own solo work or not, um but it is really cool, and I hope that doesn't I hope it doesn't burn their flame out in terms of, and I'll probably speak that for any group. I hope that a chapter of their life closing out does not stop them from creating and still making music, whether it is in the public eye or not. You know, I'd imagine that they do this for a reason, and they've put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into where they're at and where they got to. And I hope that they still have the love and they still have the admiration to create. So best of luck to the Lovelyz ladies. Again, incredible discography. I was glad to check it out. So very cool. I guess since we ended like a little bit early-ish, I don't know if anyone in chat has any other B-sides you would like me to check out from Lovelyz. I feel like it would probably be a good time to give them a listen if you have any that you would like me to check out just to end cap this. Because I might as well throw them on at the end here. So, but thank you. If No Santa, if you made this playlist, thank you for the playlist. And thank you for sending it over to Kaylee so I could cover this. So very, very cool. Jazz says Shining Star is a fun one. Okay, we'll do Shining Stars. Let's see. Shining Star. Very cool. Okay. I guess we'll do the video. We'll do the lyric video. So, all right, let's check it out.
넌 대체 어디서 왔니? 왜 자꾸 설레게 하니? 새로운 선물 같은 아침 이대로 멈춰라. 넌 마치 shining star. 멀리서부터 보이는 불빛 눈을 비비고 다시 봐도 빛나네요. 알 수 없는 이 기분 나만 아는 이야기 숨겨뒀던 비밀의 속삭임 말랑말랑말랑 이런 느낌 좋아 두근두근두근 갑자기 숨이 차 넌 말로도 표현이 안돼 나의 마음을 넌 마치 shining star 너의 매일 밝혀주는 별 낮은 태양 파는 달이 돼 다가온 shooting star 이 순간을 놓칠 순 없어 이런 나를 보여줄게 내게 내 맘의 shining star 내 귀에 속삭이는 멜로디 그 목소리를 좀 더 듣고 싶은걸 기분 좋은 바람에 밀려오는 향기 왜 이렇게 설레이게 하나요 말랑말랑말랑 이런 느낌 좋아 두근두근두근 갑자기 숨이 차넌 마법을 내게 걸었니 너만 생각나 넌 마치 shining star 너의 매일 밝혀주는 별 낮은 태양 파는 달이 돼 다가온 shooting star 이 순간을 놓칠 순 없어 이런 나를 보여줄게 내게 내 맘의 shining star 어떤 달콤한 사탕보다 네가 좋아 젤리보다 더 좋아 초콜릿보다 더 받아 네가 제일 좋아 너의 눈앞에
Nice.
날개 기대해줘 조금만 더 날 기다려줘 넌 나의 shining star 좀 더 힘내야 해 이제 내 맘을 들키고 싶어 다가온 shooting star 이 순간을 놓칠 순 없어 이런 나를 보여줄게 내게 내 맘의 shining star
All right, very cool. This was Shining Star by Lovelyz, one of the B-sides. Very nice. Um, I enjoyed this one a lot. It actually kind of gives me more of like a J-pop vibe, which I'm not gonna complain about. I feel like usually it's the opposite where like like I feel like some songs definitely like on that are like K-pop adjacent or whatever, like or a K-pop group does a Japanese release, but like this definitely has a J-pop feel for it, and I love that. I'm about it. Y'all know I love J-pop. But this was so good. The instrumentation was fun. I really loved like the synth choice in this. Super sick. Also an unsung hero in this track is the bass work. The bass was popping off. There is some really fun like bass riffs in the song, and I loved it. And it matched the energy of like those synth tones, which was really cool. Um, but that chorus, man, that chorus hits like nothing else. I love that chorus. Um, it just was so good, and like even like some of the vocal sections, like there is definitely some people that I like, but now I know who's who and like what part. Like I was trying to kind of like put it in my memory banks as some of my favorites. Key is still my number one. I feel like she was like top of my list starting off the stream, and she's still very much top on the list. I would say Jin, I feel like definitely came back from behind a little bit. I feel like her voice was so good, and there was definitely some other songs that I noticed her voice on that I really liked, but I really liked her. And then I feel like I constantly got GA and Jisoo mixed up. But I know GA had kind of like more of that brighter tone. I'm not gonna say that I didn't like Jisoo. I like her voice as well, but GA I feel like had more of that like I don't even know how to describe it, but like she definitely had more of that like poppiness to her voice. Like she like a little bit more of that cutesy sort ofness of her voice. I think just works out really well in these types of songs. But I feel like throughout the Lovelyz discography, I feel like that was one person I noticed a lot. So I would say by four people that I enjoyed the most were Key Jin, Ga, and Jisoo. I feel like those were, I would say, for a majority of the songs were kind of the standout people that I enjoyed. But I felt like this song is definitely up there. I mean, obviously, fantastic B side, really energetic. Um, I like to kind of like video game esque synth tones, like definitely like old school video games, like 16-bit or like a 16-bit sort of sound to it, but just like really worked. And again, I think it plays more into like that J-pop sound, but just so much fun, so much fun. So this is a great B side. So thank you for recommending it, Jazz. Appreciate it. And then Jazz says J-pop realness for sure. I would agree. I would agree. So very nice. Very nice. All right. I don't know if any of y'all have any other Lovelyz B sides, but let me know. I kind of want to just to close out stream. I did want to kind of test this song battles thing out, just so I don't come into it without knowing what to do. So I might throw that up because I am curious. Let's see. I don't know if it's gonna ask me to put my. Let me see here. Uh, okay. Let me see. Enter all this information in here. Very interesting. All right.